should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey, y'all, thank you for being here. Why? See, I don't understand why it automatically does that. Like, it'll just occasionally go back to being freaking no. Stop it. Thank you. Okay, it's good to see y'all. Thank you for being here, Miss King of Anything, Hobby Farmer MM, Ava Sim, True Crime Guardians with Hio. We're gonna talk about that in just a minute. Snarky Pants, good to see you. We were over at Hio's last night and we discussed um Lord, I just put the documents on my Patreon. DeCarlos and the girl that got stabbed on the uh in Charlotte here in North Carolina. It was a very interesting live stream. I enjoyed it, so definitely check that out. It is what it is. Good to see you. Edith, good to see you. Carolina, Monica, it is what to see you. Solistic Glow, my love, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Glitter is forever. And Rachel, good to see you. Solistic said it is hard, but we must cure it with love and law. We must come together and not let this lead us to dark places. Violence is never the answer. That's why you're my husband. Dandelion, it's good to see you. Hannah UK, good to see you. Jada, good to see you. Thank you for being here. One sunny day, good to see you. He says it so much better than I do. Cara, thank you for being here. Oh, da 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 da. Christy Day, good to see you. Um, Cindy, good to see you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that and being here. I hope you have a good day, love. Leslie, good to see you. Leslie said, Lord, I come before you today on bended knee. We all know you are the great healer and comforter. Please be with Southern Cats as she goes under a procedure. In Jesus' name, I ask this. Amen. Southern Cats, I see that you are having dental surgery. Girl, I was scared of the dentist too, and I had to have some dental surgery, but they put me to sleep, and I didn't even wake up till I was walking out to the truck. So it was amazing. Carrie, good to see you. Hey, Carolina, again. And Mustang 1965, good to see you. I saw you over in Mark's. I think you're a mod over there. Nice to see you. Karen, good to see you. All right, so we have a couple of things to talk about today. Today's stream is going to be triggering. I have videos to show you guys. I'm not going to play the video that I played yesterday that I ended up taking out of the live stream, but there's a lot to talk about with Charlie Kirk. However, today is 9/11. So we're going to start with an article that I found just now titled Remembering 9/11. Hey, Angela. And 24 years later. Can y'all believe it's been 24 years? I can't believe that. So I saw this video that I wanted to share with y'all today. Again, it's called Remember in 9/11, 24 years later. I thought we would do that to pay homage to that terrible tragedy. I remember where I was at. I was in, hey, Teresa Clay, I was in high school. And Jeannie Jen, I don't know if I said hi to you, the artsy alien. Good to see you. I know it doesn't seem like it's been that long. Do I have audio? Where did my audio go? Hello? Hello? Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Hello? Hello? You hear me? Okay, it's not lighting up on my thing, which is weird. I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right, let me play the video before I get lost. Sorry, I apologize about that. Yeah, I can't believe it's been 24 years. I was in 10th grade and I remember it to this day. Um my teacher came in, my 10th grade math teacher, and she was just crying her eyes out, and it was weird
to see as a child an adult crying like that. Like she was so devastated. And she told us to sit down because like class had just switched. She said to sit down and we all just needed to sit down and be quiet. And then she turned the TV on and we saw, I think it was the second plane hit the tower. It was so scary. Y'all might, okay, so on StreamYard, when I talk, there's like these green dots that light up so you can tell that your microphone is working, and they're not working for some reason. Now it sounds like I'm talking through a cup. Okay.
I'm going to try that. Let me play this video. Oh my goodness. Yes, maybe no gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. Y'all, if all of a sudden you can't hear me and I'm not playing a video, let me know because I can't tell at this point. Yes, maybe no, that was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I greatly appreciate you doing that. I actually did just put a little short out this morning talking about dogwood trees real quick. It was only about a 30-second one, but I'm going to put out some more. Solistic Glow received a membership. Maureen Walsh, Smartass Patriot, Valerie Jane, and 3 Sides received memberships. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. Yes, maybe no. If you are here and you are aware you were gifted, if you don't mind, please tell yes, maybe no. Thank you. And I will grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much. Yes, maybe no.
I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
Thank you. It's been a lot, hadn't it, Pisces? Good to see you. Hey, Barb. Yep, there was in Colorado. Mr. Solistic, when he came home, was telling me about that. About the school shooting in Colorado, and then he said that a man got beat up on a bus. I think he did. Thank you for saying thank you, Solistic. All right, let me play this so we can remember 9/11 24 years later. Oh, hold on.
Anniversary of 9/11. This morning, the 24th anniversary of 9/11. Nearly a quarter century has passed since 19 terrorists hijacked 4 passenger planes.
Okay, I don't like describing it as a quarter century. Good gracious. Like, you just made me feel way older than I already did. Thanks for that. Good morning, America.
4 passenger planes, crashing them into the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Thousands were killed, while those who lived through it have these images forever seared in their minds. One day that rocked the country and the world, leaving a legacy still felt decades later, especially at the headquarters of the New York City Fire Department. 343 FDNY firefighters died on 9/11, but those who worked at Ground Zero are still dying from illnesses linked to the air they breathed in the weeks that followed.
I've heard recently more about that, how they were like breathing in all that asbestos, and I think I don't know, somebody was talking to me about like the government either was paying for it and it was good, or they weren't paying for it. But I felt like the firefighters, like a lot of them were forever affected from that day, from the asbestos and everything, and a lot of them now had cancer that they were going through all these years later, and it was just really sad. I mean, everybody involved is just it's so sad to think about. Yeah, Pisces, didn't she? She aged all of us. Carolina said, I was at home with my newborn son, last and younger of my 5 adult children. Yes, he's 24 years old. We won't ever forget.
39 new names were added to the
Each day, Happy and her
Sorry.
children gather food and play in their garden.
Okay,
Happy's
let
family
me-
knows they have enough
Sorry about that. It
of families around.
department's World Trade Center Memorial Wall this year.
I'm doing it on my ad on my article page, so it does ads. I apologize about that.
Added to the department's World Trade Center Memorial Wall this year.
Today really means a lot to our families.
And there are still efforts underway to positively ID the remains of 40% of the victims.
Oh my God, they still haven't ID'd 40% of the victims? I had no idea. Y'all, that's like just a little bit less than half the victims still haven't been identified. Evidently, they identified 35 this year, but that's crazy. I thought they knew all of them. I don't understand how they're having trouble though, because it seems like there would be some kind of roster or documentation of all the people that were there, that worked there. And like if you couldn't locate them afterwards, then obviously they were in the building. But maybe all the paperwork that had that information on it was in the building. How interesting. I had no idea.
3 new identifications were made as recently as this summer.
Hey,
President
Kat.
Trump is honoring the day at the Pentagon and then flying to New York City tonight for the Yankees game.
Is the anniversary still hard?
Yeah. Sometimes you can turn it off like a switch and just get through it, and others are harder.
Amy Gardner was 9 years old, her brother just 6, when their father, Tom, a firefighter, was killed at the World Trade Towers.
Hey, Holly.
Their art, part of an installation in the 9/11 Museum, showcasing work done by children called Drawing Meaning.
We're doing art as a way of just expressing ourselves.
The drawings and paintings both capture the pain and fear,
Oh, wow.
as well as hope. As a child, Amy wrote, "I am trying to make my mommy feel better. I know someday she will feel better."
I know.
That's so sad to see all of the, I mean, I'm glad they have it and displayed it, but could you imagine having a family member? I mean, I'm sure some of you do. I couldn't imagine dealing with that. It's good to see you, Holly. Hannah said for a long time, I couldn't figure out why everyone was sad in September over this when I thought it was November till I realized your dates are done differently in the UK. Girl, some documents and stuff that I've gotten that have UK dates on them, it's been difficult for me too. I have trouble with that sometimes as well. Teresa said, just remember what a blessing each day we have actually is. And I concur because, we're never promised tomorrow. So be thankful for every day and try to do something profound. If I could give you advice, I try to. Rachel said the long-term effects on first responders is devastating, and it really is. The memorial is hallowed ground for sure. Absolutely. Cara said, I grew up on Long Island and I remember where I was, who I was talking to, and what I was talking about on that day. Wow. I think a lot of us do, but for you to like remember even what you were talking about, that just brings it home because you were so close.
That we knew at a young age how hard this was for our mom to get through as well. And we just wanted her to be okay too.
In the early years following the attack, this anniversary felt like a kind of catharsis for the country, but it has evolved. There is now an entire generation of adults who did not live through that day, and this has become a way to help them understand what the country went through. Savannah?
We remember. Stephanie, thank you very much.
Of course, we're going to have much more throughout the morning, and you saw the reflecting pools there during Stephanie's report at the National 9/11 Memorial and Museum. We got the chance to spend some time with a dedicated team responsible for the care and cleaning of that sacred site, some with deeply personal connections to the day itself. We're going to share their stories along with a firsthand look at their remarkable work coming up in our next half hour.
It's a very moving story. We'll look forward to that.
I had seen
This morning,
I had seen that pool, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. The pool memorial, so those of you that are from the area, help me understand, is this where the tower actually was, like where it fell at, where they have this memorial pool? I think it's cool. I mean, it's really beautiful artwork, and then they have names around the outside. Cara, I can't either. And I've watched some of them because, like I was saying on Hio's panel last night, I could talk about conspiracy theories all day long, but it's very hard to watch that, and I try not to bring it over here because the trauma is very deep. And I couldn't imagine knowing somebody or having a friend or family member go through something like that. It's not something that you would ever forget, or I mean, it's really hard. I have trouble expressing emotion, so it's hard for me to relay kind of what I'm thinking, but I mean, I just can't. It's sad. A lot of loss. We're going to be talking about a lot of loss today as well, and trauma. Dandy said the trauma of these events is deep and saddened and very memorable. Oh, yeah, I forgot that Alan Jackson made that song, Where Were You? So the memorial is the spot where one of the towers stood. Okay, that's what I thought. I think it's so beautiful, and what a beautiful way to memorialize something like that. I'm sorry, Monica. Andy, good to see you. Said I was working downtown in a skyscraper on the 33rd floor. It was pretty scary. I couldn't imagine. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. It's crazy. I mean, and then like for what, you know? Okay. So I have a lot to talk about with Charlie Kirk and everything that has been going on. We're gonna go to my email and I'm gonna grab a bunch of videos that I found last night, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff that's come out today. So Charlie Kirk, let me look it up on. Hold on just a minute. Let me get myself together. Okay, this is weird. Oh, it's the wrong email. That's why. Okay, I wanted to. Okay, first, let's go over here. So Charlie Kirk was pronounced deceased last night. He did die from his wounds. Anita, good to see you. Said, "Hey everyone, I remember I worked at a cab company during 9/11. On that day, we hardly had any calls. I remember listening to the radio with my coworker. The station had callers share what they felt. Oh my goodness. See, I couldn't imagine actually being in New York at that time. I was in 10th grade. I remember that, and you know where I was when the second plane hit the tower, but um I couldn't imagine actually being there or in the city, you know. All right, Charlie Kirk was an American conservative political activist, author, and media personality, best known as the founder and CEO of Turning Point USA, a prominent conservative student organization. Y'all, he founded that company when he was 18 years old. It says Charlie Kirk was born October 14th of 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois. He was raised in the Chicago suburbs and became politically active during his high school years, notably supporting Republican Mark Kirk's U.S. Senate campaign. He briefly attended Harper College before dropping out to pursue political activism full-time, influenced by the Tea Party movement. In 2012, Kirk co-founded Turning Point USA, or TPUSA, an organization aimed at rallying and empowering students to advocate for conservative principles such as free markets and limited government. Under his leadership, TPUSA has grown to have a presence on over 3,500 high school and college campuses across the United States, making it the largest conservative. Let me get my coffee so I can speak correctly. Okay. And then I coughed. Okay. Making it the largest conservative youth activist organization in the country. Kirk also founded Turning Point Action, a political advocacy group, and Turning Point Faith, which focuses on mobilizing religious communities around conservative issues. He is known for his strong support of Donald Trump and has been involved in various initiatives to promote conservative values among young people. Kirk hosts The Charlie Kirk Show, a nationally syndicated radio program, and is a frequent commenter on conservative media platforms, including Fox News. His podcast has garnered significant popularity, consistently ranking among the top news shows on platforms like Apple Podcast. Kirk is also a best-selling author with books such as The MAGA Doctrine and Campus Battlefield. He has also been recognized for his influence in conservative circles, often speaking at major political events and conferences. Kirk has been a vocal critic of various social and political issues, including critical race theory and scientific consensus on climate change. His approach often combines political activism with religious themes, advocating for a return to what he describes as America's Christian roots. In summary, Charlie Kirk is a significant figure in contemporary conservative politics, known for his activism, media presence, and efforts to engage young people in political discourse. His work through Turning Point USA has made a lasting impact on the conservative movement in America. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so with that, now that we know who he was, I've got a few videos to show you, and I want to ask you, if you don't mind, please. I don't want to get any more political than this has to be. Like, I don't need to know necessarily what side you're on. Y'all don't need to know what side I'm on. I think that the issue is bigger than politics in this moment. Okay. I don't think we need to say, you know, the left did this, the right did this. I don't, whoever did it needs to be held accountable and is a sick person, in my opinion. I saw y'all said a few things. Cara said, what gives me the chills? Let me know. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me. What gives me the chills is that other buildings fell when the Twin Towers fell, and one building stood strong, and it was a church. I did not know that. How interesting. Anita said, sending prayers and light to Charlie Kirk's family, friends, and loved ones. It's really sad. Charlie was a self-taught genius, in my opinion, and I agree. Hey, Kelly. Please be respectful. Whether or not you agree with Charlie Kirk, please be respectful of everyone's opinions. If you do not agree with someone's opinion, please move along. Absolutely. Thank you for putting it that way. I'm not really going to talk about the politic aspects of it. Yes, he was a conservative activist, but that's not necessarily what we need to talk about today. What we need to talk about today is what happened and what we could do to change it without the politics, as in, we got to learn to talk to each other. And and if we just could learn to talk to each other about differences, I think that we would be doing a lot better. Kat said, America was founded on religious freedom executed for their beliefs. I've been watching about the Tudors and things like that, and it's been real interesting to, when you go back to like America being founded and the religious freedoms and all of that. Okay. So I'm going to warn you, this is probably going to make some of you cry. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get it pulled up. This is like a little memorial video that I found that I thought that we could look at before I got really into the graphic nature of what happened.
What advice do you have for me as I move into adulthood in order to become a more informed and involved citizen?
Well, first of all, thank you for being here, and I have hope thanks to people like you. How old are you again?
13.
13. Here's a couple things I want to encourage you to do. Learn something new every single day, and focus on what it means to be a good person and a person of strong character. Aristotle said that courage is the ultimate virtue. Without it, there are no other virtues. If people aren't courageous, you don't have honesty, you don't have justice, you don't have beauty, you don't have wonder. And so at age 13, I want you to commit yourself to a life of courage. Courage is doing the right thing when you don't know how it's going to work out. Courage is committing yourself to the correct course of action, regardless of the cost associated to it.
Every human being, I believe, is made in the image of the divine, is sacred, is unique. And if we get away from this principle as we have, we not only have moral degradation, we not only have the collapsing society around us, but it's bad for that being itself. That being itself is unique. That being has rights. And who are we to say, just because we're older, that we get to murder it? Thank you.
You know, it's really hard because their mother is having to hold them toddlers tonight and explain to them why their dad's not going to come back home. It's very sad. They were beautiful and inspiring words. Lisa said, I just saw there are many videos of the shooter on the roof. where were the authorities notified? And if they were, this could have been prevented. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're about to jump into right now the videos that I had from last night. And I have some of those. Okay, that's the memorial. Hold on. I'm getting them pulled up. We're going to go through a few and talk about it. And one of them talks about the shooter on the roof. Okay. We're going to start up here. Hold on. Okay, that was I know y'all can't see it. I'm trying to make sure. Okay, I'm going to play this. I might end up cutting the end of it out. I'm going to try to pause it when it shows a bad part, but it talks about, like, we get a better idea of what he was saying at the moment everything happened. It's really wrong. Courage, honesty, and do right, said Kat. Parabola, hey, good to see you. I hope you're good as well. I'm okay. Collie said, had to have a good cry last night after we said our nighttime prayers with my 6-year-old daughter last night. This is so sad. It is. It really is. Hey, UT. His wife and children were there. I heard that afterwards, and oh my God, I couldn't imagine. I've watched this video a couple of times, so I know right where everything happens, and I'm going to try to pause it. But if you see something, I just want to give you a trigger warning because you might see something at the end. But it like, he basically had just sat down, from what I understand, and he was talking about a couple of things, and I found this interesting to learn what he was talking about right before the shot rang out. So I'm going to play it.
Yes, is that fair to say? All right, great. So do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Right there, right after he says that is when the shot happens. Wait a minute, Addie. Good to see you. Where can I get the link to the opening? The world changed yesterday. What do you mean, love? What I can give you links to anything I have if you want. Just let me know. I did drop them in my Discord in the public announcement section if you want anything. Shelby said, I don't understand how people sat there and recorded what they saw, the person on the roof, like I would have told someone, right? So it is what it is. Good to see you, and I hope you're having a good day. I'm wondering if any of what he said had anything to do with it. I'll play it again. I mean, I think he had just started talking, and I'm hoping that it didn't, but they're talking about shooters. And I find it really interesting that they're talking about that when he gets shot. Like, again, I don't want to get politics into it, but out of all the things that they could have been talking about, they're talking about shooters, and then he gets shot. Oh, I'll grab that for you, sweetheart, and drop it in the description. Hold on. Here we go. Let me try to. Oh my gosh. Copy link. Okay, I'm going to drop it for you. I think this is the correct link for that one. Yeah, he was on the roof way before he talked. Yeah, the guy was up there for quite a while, from what I understand. Addie, I just dropped the link to that video, I do believe. Lola's, I'm so sorry. It's so sad. He was there about 20 minutes before this happened, per the reports. Okay, so if he was there for about 20 minutes, thank you for that. And then he starts talking about shooters and then gets shot. Like, what is, because this happened for a reason. Somebody's trying to send a message. What is the message? I'm going to play it one more time, and I'm going to try to pause it right before it happens.
This is it. Yes, is that fair to say? All right, great. So do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Yep.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Okay, it didn't get too bad, but that was where he was hit right after he said gang violence. So I'm wondering if there is a connection because like Jada said, it's almost like it was planned with the particular conversation, especially if he had been there for 20 minutes beforehand. Why in that moment? What were they trying to say? Not that it matters, but because whoever it is a sick individual. Lola's said, but the shooter in PA hit Trump. People reported him on the roof as well. And they did. People reported that guy on the roof. I heard he possibly could have had a twin sibling or something, but they did, and nobody did a damn thing. That was weird to me. Why didn't the Secret Service see him on the roof? Because people saw him on the roof. And I do have the video. We're going to look at it in a minute. Anita said, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Don't hate my thought. No, you're good. What if the person just asked the question is connected to the homicide, the shooter? Shooter heard the question and shoot. So yeah, it was a planned event. As in like when the shooter heard what question was asked specifically, basically you're saying it could have been a signal. It's a possibility at this point if we're speculating. It was planned. I mean, I think that the shooter planned to shoot him when they started talking about things like that. I do. It was very well planned out, in my opinion. So I think it's very possible. Don't get distracted. This is people behind the curtains that wanted this done to instill fear for speaking out and having a voice. I personally agree with that. But in my opinion, whether you like someone's opinion or not, you shouldn't be shot. Exactly. And that's the biggest takeaway from this, what Hannah said. Whether you like someone's opinion or not, you shouldn't be shot. That's the biggest thing. So I mean, when what has to happen for us to get back to being able to just talk about differing opinions? Why do people have to be shot? Why do people have to die? I don't understand. Rachel said, I've heard conflicting reports on if someone reported the man on the roof. Hopefully we will find out. I'm worried the local police didn't have enough officers there. That's a possibility too. You can't speak of the reason for this without getting political. Hey, Kimmy C. Ever love me? I was reading that. Lord of mercy. I hope that everything's okay. Right? Friggin' schools, leave these people alone and let them get an education. Damn it, Right, exactly. Well, he had security around him. When he gets shot, they jump up, but I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. Thea, good to see you. Charlie has over 41 million YouTube followers, and I'm one of them, and I won't let people tell who and what I should like. I'm my own person. Right. Conversations are good and healthy, and nobody should die over it. All right, this was yeah, he had a bulletproof vest on. Mr. Speculating told me that. And they think Mr. Speculating was saying it could have ricocheted up and hit him in the throat. This was the original person shot. Not shot, I'm sorry. This was the person that they took into custody the first time that ended up not being related. But like the way he's acting here is really weird to me. So I was going to play it for you guys. Like it left, I get that he's not the shooter, but like, why was he acting like this?
Shoot me! Shoot me! Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
Why is he saying shoot me? And then his pants fall down.
Hey, let him in!
Patsy's.
Hey, leave it. Shoot me!
Why is he saying shoot
Was
me?
that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
Like, I thought about it and I'm like, okay, is he saying shoot me because he knows he's not the shooter? And so he's thinking his family will get paid or something? I don't know. Spunky said decoy. Good possibility. Grandpa has some connection, in my opinion. You think so? Kimmy said he might have been there to distract or decoy from the shooter to get away, in my opinion. Decoy is what y'all are saying. Wow. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Kathy, it is. It really is. Yep. That's in one of these videos. One of the men that was detained is a known activist in Utah, and he's been arrested for threats before. So the second person that they had detained last night, I heard about, but and I think I might have a picture of them because I saw an article or an ad beforehand, and I'm going to share it with y'all. Now, I'm going to pull this one up like this because I really need you to understand that this is a sensitive video and it's going to be triggering, and it's hard to watch. But I'm going to show it to you guys because I feel like, I mean, it had an impact on me when I saw it. And it's not going to be easy to watch, but it's not the actual homicide. Hold on. So they're carrying his body and he's not moving. He's not moving. And it's really sad because, I mean, I just don't understand why it had to happen. But his security was there. That's his security. And in the original video, if I wish I could play it, you see, like, the moment the shot rang out, his security jumps over the fence, and I do have some photos that we can go over too that show some of his security being there. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead. I think the next video in that list is the shooter on the roof. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so the next thing I had is these photos. Let me pull them up. This photo is going to show something that appears to be a bullet coming from the back, which is interesting. Okay, so I circled it. Let me pull it up over here so you can see it without me circling it first. And these are on my Discord. Hey, Kalisa and Psychic Amelia, good to see you. So this shows, it says that there is a single frame in which you can see what looks to be a bullet coming from the right rear. Now, right here, this person holding up a phone, this man right here, they're all security officers. He was surrounded by security, and they're in the front as well. Now, over here, so you see that frame. Oh, you can see it circled there. Okay, so I've got my images pulled up. So yeah, you can see right here, this that I've circled. I don't know what that is. Like, what do you guys think it is? It looks like a bullet, but I don't think he was shot from the back. History repeats itself, just like Martin Luther King, to change the hearts of a nation, to give a voice to the silence. Unfortunately, yesterday we lost our heir's voice. This little light of mine, nice to see you. He didn't answer the question, by the way. He gave a non-answer and said things to create tension. I get that. When you're okay, so I want you to think about picture yourself in that environment. You feel very strongly about your morals and your opinions and your sides, so much so that you've created what I assume to be a multi-million-dollar company out of or a multi-million-dollar conglomerate based on going to colleges and having conversations about hot button topics that and you're very stern in your beliefs, okay? And you feel like the answer, for instance, let's talk about abortion. You feel like abortion is wrong and that children should not people should have children regardless. So if somebody asks you a question about that, and you feel very strongly like there's no reason ever to have an abortion, and you've got a multi-million-dollar company built on this, and the whole reason you are there is to have basically debates with people. I mean, on the tent thing above him, around the sides, it says "Prove me wrong." So yes, while his answers are, you could say they're not really answers, and he answers that way to create tension. That's the whole kind of objective of it. Yes, it was created to create tension and to have conversations and debates, but that doesn't mean that somebody should get shot for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, please use "in my opinion." Um, and it's, yeah, and be careful because we're gonna be going through a lot today. Reminds me of a Kennedy. The way his feet looked tangled when they put him in the vehicle is so sad. Yeah, it is. I hope it doesn't, Psychic Amelia, but I've heard that. So yeah, that looked like what appeared to be a bullet. I don't know where they got it from, and I don't know if it's real. This is all off of X. As a matter of fact, let me put my Wild Wild West banner up because we don't know what we're dealing with. But I found that interesting. I don't know what it is or where it came from. The trajectory of that would make me think it would get him like maybe under or behind his ear, not necessarily right in his throat. Um, we'll come back to that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 6. Let me try 6 and then I'll play this. It's another. Oh, I remember why I had this one. Okay. Hold on. So in this one, the people realize that a shot rang out and they're from up high. You might be able to see a little bit of what happens. And if you do, I apologize for that. But you can't really see it. But they look in the direction of where they think the shot came from. And that's what's important about this video about the alleged shooter on the roof.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God.
See, they're looking over there.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my.
So they're looking over here in this area. And when we see the video of the alleged person on the roof, he appears to be in that area. That was important for me because the way they look is where they hear the shot come from. I do believe the person was over in that area. Addie said this should inspire people after their initial sadness and shock to not be afraid anymore to speak up. 90% of this nation will not take retaliatory action. No, and this shouldn't happen. I'm so scared for the US and Canada going forward. It's a scary thing, Shelby. It absolutely is. There is reason to be afraid. When people are getting shot just because of their opinions or thoughts differing from others, I mean, it's a sad day. It's a sad world. It's a sad place to be when you can't just have a conversation. Even a heated conversation. Like it doesn't have to end with violence. You know? And that's my thing, like with being over here and starting my YouTube channel, I'm very much about, if you don't agree with my opinion or somebody's in chat, state that you don't agree with it and tell me why, because you might change my mind. You might make me see something from a different perspective that I didn't think about before. And that's what's important. If you would just be quiet and listen to people sometimes, even if they disagree with you profoundly, you might learn something that you didn't know. And it's just sad that we can't do that anymore. Leslie said, we as humans are created by God to think and have opinions. It's what makes us all unique and different. If we were all the same, it would be a very boring world. And I agree. This little light of mine said, it's not the words he used or didn't use, to be honest. It's the power of his influence. No, he shouldn't be shot for saying words, but if you think of the power of words, it's bigger than an opinion, in my opinion. I think that it's true that he could have been taken out because of the influence that he had, but if he was taken out because of the influence he has, what does that mean? And if you think about, like, if you want to talk about sides, think about a person on the opposite side that is influential as him. Should we go and take him out as well because of the influence they could have? I don't think so. personally, you know? I just don't think anybody deserves to die. Even though he's an influential person and could cause a movement, I don't think it would have ever been a hostile or violent movement. I agree, Kate. It's good to see you. It did used to be okay to disagree. When did it become not okay to disagree with somebody? Let's not forget that we had U.S. representatives and senators gunned down in their homes. 2 lost their lives and 2 survived. This happened earlier this year, and it's a scary time we live in. I do remember that. We have freedom of speech, and many countries do not. Yeah. So, yeah, they appear to be looking over here where the alleged shooter could have been. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. Oh, that's the bus. Hold on. 2, 3, 8. Okay, this is another kind of influential video. I'm looking for the shooter video, guys, and we're going to dissect it and go through it. It's basically, actually, I'll show you. This is what I have that I'm going through. So these are all linked. So I don't know which one is the actual shooter video, but we're going to talk about it. This is another kind of memorial video, but I found it important as well to describe who he was when he was alive as a person. Miss King of Anything, it's good to see you. As I've gotten older, my opinions on different things have changed. Fortunately, I've not been killed for any of my opinions. And I agree, as I've gotten older, my opinions have changed too. And I don't think anybody deserves to die because of their opinions. This little, when was the last time the left? Oh, girl, I don't know, but I have to be careful. Hold my halo. Good to see you. I believe the media has a big hand in ramping up the fear and violence. Yeah, there's some videos out about some things I want to talk about when it comes to that as well. It's a mess. Holly said, I had to clean up my list of friends online after this happened. Social media was gross. Nobody should celebrate or mock anyone's death, especially as horrific as they did to him. There's a lot, and we're going to go into that some more too later.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do this.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assault, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly.
Now, again, this is political. I mean, I would venture to say that somebody that's in Antifa or on the left could say the same thing. And I'm going to play this video, but what's most important to me is what he said in the beginning of the video. We aren't going to argue about that. That's where political struggle gets involved. Yeah, I don't want to argue about politics and sides. To me, when we have people get all in their feelings and become all soft and don't be mean to me mentality is when this started to happen, is what you said started to happen. I think it's a far stretch though to go from like, don't be mean to me or bullying me to homicidal violence. I think like he said, when we stop talking, when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
Multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity. I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
And I think it is really important for us to be able to have conversations, and I agree 100% with that. When we stop talking, that's when violence happens. Okay. I've got 2 videos of the stabbing in here too on the trail. Okay, now I've got the shooter video. A nut want fame? Oh, a person wanting fame? Yeah. But if that was the case, like, I would wonder why they haven't come out yet. What's weird to me is they haven't caught this person yet. Like, I guess because it's such a big university and a big campus, but, like, how have you not caught this person? We are losing our humanity. Dandy, Lioness, I agree. Carolina said, without words, there would be no discussion, in my opinion. America seriously needs to revamp our mental health resources. I agree with that too. I do fear that this is going to start a mess between both sides. We don't need a civil war right now. Nobody should be silenced. The division is getting worse though. Just wish we could all sit and talk. You know what? I'm gonna I agree. All right, this is the alleged shooter video. I saw. We're gonna go into that. I haven't seen the picture yet myself, but I do have a article pulled up that talks about the shooter. This was I think it was after it happened, which I found kind of weird. I can't figure out this is before or after, so maybe you guys can help me figure it out.
Get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying, just get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that.
So he says you think he'd already be in place, so I'm thinking that this is beforehand. And they're seeing somebody this thing on the roof that looks like a person laying down like you would in a sniper position. And they said they ran from probably the roof access, which is over to the right, all the way to this corner right here. And that is like prime sniper position. I'm trying to, but I don't know because they haven't got him yet, Rachel. It's hard for me to have faith that they will catch him, but Lord, I hope they do. Yes, it was beforehand. They were out in the parking lot whenever they seen that. Thank you. Yeah, I think this was okay. That's what I thought as well.
So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying, just get right up.
So if we place ourselves where the other video was, I should have left it up. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This one. Trigger warning.
Oh my God.
So when they're looking over there, does that look like it could be the same direction or same area that this takes place? That guy's on the roof.
He'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody.
Because, like, I mean, it looks a little different. Maybe not. This is just like an overhang. It's not an actual building. That building's got to be over there somewhere, I think. Presser at 2:45? Okay. Jada, what channel? Let me know. Miss King said we were just reminiscing about 9/11 being 24 years ago. That was a terrible event, but at the time it felt like we as a society came together. We need to come together. You don't have to agree to be respectful. I agree. Yeah, people to this day talk about how the United States united after 9/11, and how beautiful of a thing it was that the whole country came together right after that happened. Why can't we do that again? There's pics on the roof he was on with crime tape up. Okay. This is a building that says S. something. I think this one is just like little like areas that you can stand or hang out or something. I don't know. Found it interesting. All right, I've only got a couple more links left. So this one is a Brian Enton short from last night about 9 o'clock. I saw it when I was getting ready to go to bed. Oh my gosh. There it is. I got too much stuff up. And there was a person of interest in custody. And this is the one that I think we have a picture of.
Hey guys, I'm in the airport right now. I'm headed to Utah, but I wanted to give you an update. The FBI Director Kash Patel says they do have a subject in custody related to the shooting of Charlie Kirk. At the press conference just now, the Utah governor called that person a person of interest and said that person is being interviewed right now, said that they don't believe that there is anyone else involved at this point.
This was at about 9 o'clock last night.
That the shooter was captured on a surveillance camera dressed in all dark clothing, and that a longer distance shot was carried out from a roof. And I've seen some video of someone up on a roof. So apparently what they know right now is that the shooter was up on the roof, that they are calling this a political assassination, according to the governor. And again, that a person of interest is in custody right now being interviewed. The police chief said that Charlie Kirk was in a lower bowl area of the university surrounded by buildings for his event. And again, that the shooter was on a roof. So that's the latest. I should be in Utah in a couple hours and I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, I'm in the airport right now.
And then I had this video, which I don't know if this is the person of interest or not, but I found this real interesting before we look at the actual photo. Because as you saw, the person on the roof appeared to be in all black.
Somebody's shooting over here. Hella people running. There he is, right there. That guy. He's the guy.
I'm going to try to stop it. Okay, thank you, Jada.
Somebody's shooting over here. Hella people running. There he is, right there. That guy. He's the guy.
So they're saying that's the guy. He's got a ponytail and he's like taking off his jacket or something to that effect. That's all of my links that I have. I've got a few more things to go over, but I'm refreshing my email now. I'm going to see if I have it. Yep. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so we'll be ready. Oh, it says it's private. Let me try it again. Sometimes it does that. No, they made it private. I don't know why. Do you know what channel it was on? Hold on a minute. The picture shows him in jeans, not shorts. Okay, that might have been the first person of interest that they looked at, because I'm assuming if it's on a video, they had it. So that might have been the one that they had last night, and then good Lord, look at them toenails over here, y'all. Like, if you got toenails that long, Lord have mercy, you need a daggum grinder, sawzall or something. All right. So I'm thinking then that, again, this video might be the person that they took in and had last night when they were saying they had a person of interest in custody. And then they wrote, oh, let's jump over here real quick before we look at this. So this was from this morning. And it says the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. And that was in response to the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. And he was responding to that, saying that they were released after an interrogation by law enforcement. So it wasn't the right person. Well, they had the older man that we looked at earlier, and then so basically I had seen two. I had seen the older man that was saying just shoot me, and then that guy that was running across. This article is from 18 minutes ago. I don't know, Mustang. Sometimes YouTube kicks the comments. Sometimes YouTube will kick the comments if it has certain words in it or something. I don't know, Mustang. I don't think anybody's blocking you. My mods don't usually block people. So it could be YouTube kicking your comment because of a word. Try to say what you were trying to say in a different way and see if that works. Yeah, so far I know of the two, the older man and then that younger man. The older man that was arrested and then whoever they had that they were questioning. Hey, Peaches, this is an insanely disgusting thing to have happened. Me personally, I don't agree with anything Charlie ever said, but this is so wrong. This is not the answer. Exactly. Thank you for that. I saw the close-up video. I had a long day yesterday. Got home and decided to doom scroll and boom, close-up video. Oh, yeah. We saw it yesterday, Ashes. I had to take it out. All right. FBI releases photo of person of interest in Charlie Kirk homicide. The FBI released a photo of a person of interest in Charlie Kirk's homicide. The X account of FBI Salt Lake City office released 2 images of a man matching previous descriptions of the shooter wearing dark clothing. His shirt had a decal on it and he was wearing a hat and sunglasses. The FBI is asking for assistance from the public in identifying the person of interest. The agency created a digital tip line for members of the public to submit information. The FBI revealed that it had footage of the suspected assassin at a press conference earlier on Thursday, but previously declined to release it. Well, where's the photo? Did it not load? All right, so they said it was on the FBI Salt Lake City office on X. Let's look that up. There it is. I want to zoom in, but I can't. It says, we are asking for the public's help in identifying this person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. If you have any information, call 1-800-CALL, CALL, FBI. Digital media tips can be submitted through this link. I'll try to link it in the description. It was on subscriber only, but I'm a subscriber and it would not let me comment. I had to go out a couple of times and then it worked. I was able to comment. I don't understand why it's doing that. Yeah, I don't think nobody's deleting comments. I heard that YouTube was being weird, but I heard it from somebody I felt was lying, but maybe they were telling the truth that YouTube is being weird and deleting comments or something. I don't know. Ash just said YouTube has been having issues. Every live I watch, I have to keep leaving and coming back because no sound or the live freezes. That's not good. Okay. So we got the photo of the person of interest, and he's wearing what appears to me to be an American flag with the Eagles shirt, I guess trying to fit in. But where was the rifle? Did he leave it on the roof? Okay, I've got this. Let me pause it. I'm going to try to see if I can find the presser as well.
We were able to track the movements of the shooter Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved.
Each day, Happy and her children
Stop.
gather
Why does
food
it do
and play in
that?
their garden.
I hate when it does that.
Tomorrow.
The other side of the building, jumped off of the building and fled.
Wait a minute.
Off of the campus. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time.
Right.
We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we are confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
So he said he jumped off the building. Like, what building did he jump off of? So he went down the stairwells. They got him coming in and then going down the stairwell. Let's hear that again. I think they started about right here.
To a shooting location.
I mean,
we were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to
I don't
release
know,
that at
love.
this time. We are working.
I've always been a Spectrum customer.
Hio, can you see if you can find a press conference that might be going on? I'm not seeing anything except for from 5 hours ago. All right. We got that information. So, we know that he went there and then he escaped through a surrounding neighborhood. Okay, I will. Thank you. This is police audio reveals what Charlie Kirk assassin looked like. And there's a picture of him on the roof.
East of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle. Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
Copy. Can you confirm with PD, do they have the shooter in custody?
Or DPS is requesting let's try and get that motorcycle stopped, maybe a suspect in that shooting. What was your traffic?
It's possibly a suspect from the shooting, and we can try and get that vehicle stopped. I got the description you were looking for on the difference of the mail. And I'll give you the description on the mail. All in black, long pants, black bag, aviator style sunglasses with a long gun. Information was given at 13:26.
And they're still looking for him. Do they think he's in this building? They're thinking this building right now?
No. We have cameras that show that he left campus.
Wow. That's interesting. Hold on.
Teeth sensitivity is so common. It immediately.
Just east of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle.
Okay, they said jeans, black mask, black vest, and long rifle. He's black long sleeve shirt, sunglasses, and hat. Where is my? Yeah, back over here. Okay.
On top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library.
I don't know if y'all can
wearing
see, but
jeans,
he's right
black
there.
Shirt, black vest.
Copy. Can you confirm with me?
So this is Gene's black shirt. I don't know about black vest. Oh, yeah, you can see it where it bumps up right here. Yeah, that's definitely him. Because if you look at the shoulder right here, you can see it bumps up right there. And that's a vest. Yep, that's definitely him. All right, let me see. This says, don't be. Okay, Charlie Kirk shooting. High-powered rifle recovered as manhunt for shooter continues into second day with live updates. Utah federal law enforcement authorities recovered a weapon in a wooded area after tracking the movements of a suspected shooter who killed prominent right-wing political activist Charlie Kirk in an apparent targeted attack during an outdoor event at Utah Valley University on Wednesday after a subject who was earlier detained by authorities was released after questioning. At 9:15 a.m., the Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason said that investigators were tracking the movements of the suspected shooter, noting he arrived at campus around 11:52 a.m. before climbing the stairwell onto a roof. The suspect then moved to the other side of the building, jumped off the building, and fled off the campus and into a neighborhood, Mason said. Mason said investigators would not release further details about the suspect at this time, but they added that they appeared of college age and blended in well with the college institution. FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles said investigators recovered a high-powered rifle that they believed was used in the shooting in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. Bowles also said they recovered a footwear impression, palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis and received over 130 tips related to the incident. Mason also asked the public not to harass the individuals who were previously questioned in the case, adding these individuals were not suspects, they were people of interest. Thursday at 7:50 a.m., Vice President J.D. Vance will visit Salt Lake City on Thursday to visit Kirk's family, canceling his previous plans to visit a 9/11 memorial in New York. 10:15, the FBI put out a statement on social media urging people with information, photos, and videos from the incident to come forward and share these materials on the agency's tip line. At 9:04, the Associated Press reported just after 9 p.m., citing an unnamed law enforcement officials that authorities were searching for a new person of interest, while the New York Times also reported that no one remained in custody. At 7:59, FBI Director Kash Patel, who had said subject for the horrific shooting was in custody as of 6:21 p.m., provided an update at 7:59 p.m. saying that the person had been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. According to the New York Times, this individual was the second person detained and later released by law enforcement authorities after questioning. At 6:40 p.m., Utah Governor Spencer Cox said at a press conference that we have a person of interest in custody after Patel had said a subject was taken into custody. Hiding anything that can identify. Yeah, I think they probably were. Sorry. It's odd to me because they seem to, my landlord seems to start cutting the grass right when I'm live every time. All right. I'm still reading that, but I don't want to miss this press conference. So I'm going to try to see if there's anything on YouTube just real quick. And we'll continue reading. I'm not seeing anything live, but there again is the shooter they're talking about. We had the one last night, but I'm not seeing anything new. If y'all find anything, let me know. Cox said authorities could not provide any further details about the person of interest. The only information we have on the possible shooter is taken from closed-circuit TV here on campus. Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason later added, "It is security camera footage, so you can guess what the quality of that is," Mason noted, saying the suspected shooter was, quote, "dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have much better description other than that," unquote. Authorities previously took another person into custody, Mason said, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect. He was not an accurate person of interest, though he was booked for obstruction of justice. At 5 p.m., Donald Trump announces Kirk's death in a Truth Social post. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie, Trump wrote, later noting he ordered American flags to be flown at half-mast until Sunday at 6 p.m. Andrew Covett, a spokesperson for Kirk, also confirmed his death to the New York Times. I guess it's going like from the bottom to the top. Ooh, that's a long one. Okay, hold on. 3:16 p.m. UVU confirms the shooting took place and Kirk was taken from the location by his security, and the Associated Press later reported he was hospitalized in critical condition. UVU closed its campus and canceled classes after the shooting, instructed students to leave campus immediately and follow police instructions. It's going backwards. At 2 p.m., Kirk was speaking at an event for his American Comeback Tour, and his organization was scheduled to host a Prove Me Wrong table session at the Orem, Utah campus on Wednesday at 12 p.m. The shooter fired from a campus building about 200 yards away, a spokesperson from the university confirmed to CNN, and then at 2:10, video circulated on social media what appeared to show a bullet strike Kirk in the neck while speaking before a crowd, while others showed people rushing out of the courtyard. Oh, wow. Flowers rest next to the sign for Timpano's Regional Hospital after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. They even hung flags outside of the hospital. He said there was a press conference this morning, but no additional one has been publicly scheduled for later today so far that I could find. Thank you for that. Utah official website. Okay, thank you for that. There were like 345 people, and I set up a notification. Yeah, when I went to the link, it says that the video was privated. See, video is unavailable. This video is private. So I don't know what happened. Thank you, though, for trying to help, Jada. That wasn't your fault at all. I've now unreleased. Okay, this was we're going to jump over here. This was released 2 minutes ago and is live. Hio sent it to me. Thank you. This is from the BBC, FBI. It's live. Okay, hold on.
Kirk as well. He wasn't just a valuable political ally to them. He was a personal friend, and you can see that in the red-rimmed eyes there are in offices in the White House today. This is very, very personal for them, as well as something that is obviously highly political.
So do we expect the president to try and calm the situation politically in terms of those tensions that could arise over the coming days?
And what we heard from him today, the clip that you played of him at the 9/11 memorial was considerably more measured than what we heard last night. And it may be that this is a change of tone where he is going to eulogize Charlie Kirk and possibly talk about the nation needing to come together at this moment. But potentially the problem is that there are other people out there who every time somebody says something incendiary, that is met with a response from the other side. It is both left and right. People are loudly saying vengeful and irresponsible things, and it may take more than a word or two from the president to calm what does feel like escalating tension in this country today.
Sarah Smith, thank you once again.
So you can see the tent.
Our correspondent, she's there on
said,
the campus
"Prove me wrong," where they were trying to have a debate.
Waiting to talk to me now. And Neda, as I was saying, the image has been on the screen, and in a sense, the FBI have worked really quickly in the last few hours.
Yeah, Matthew,
No,
I
you're good.
was here on campus for the earlier briefing from authorities that walked us through some of the breakthroughs in their investigation. And what was interesting was that several hours ago, when that was, they said they wouldn't be releasing images of the suspect because they felt confident they could track him down. Well, you can just now sense the urgency they're feeling. They have reversed that decision, releasing 2 images of the suspect there. Pretty clear images from ones they.
Mustang, I don't know why your comments kept getting removed. I don't know if it's some kind of word you're using or what. If you try to come out and come back in, it might help. But I will definitely see you later over in Mark's channel. Mark is doing great things over there. Thank you so much for coming in. And I'm so sorry that that happened. I don't know what's going on. I promise you, it's not my mods because we don't delete comments. Like, I really don't know what was going on with that. But thank you for coming in, and I hope you have a good day, and I'll definitely see you again over at Mark's. I appreciate you.
Had earlier that they said were grainy of him on the rooftop. Now they were able to track his movement through a stairwell. So those are the 2 images of him in a stairwell, wearing the baseball cap, dark glasses, a long black sleeve T-shirt with an American flag. And authorities say he very much, in their view, was blending in terms of being college age. But if you think about this was a targeted attack, a single fatal gunshot. They then said the suspect jumped off the building and escaped to a nearby wooded area where he discarded the rifle that they now do have in their possession. They also were able to get a footprint, a palm print, and a print of his forearm. So they're hoping that will give them more leads. And in terms of the community, Matthew, they've had about 130 tips from members of the community. Remember, last night they were actually going door to door to try to get door camera footage from people's homes to look at, to ask people for any other information. So while they have been making some headway in this manhunt, clearly now they need the public's help. And that's what this is, a call for people to ring in if they can identify this person or provide any details. Top of mind, of course, a motive, even as many people are already calling this a political assassination.
Neda, we're about to play some of what eyewitnesses have been saying in those moments after what they witnessed in a moment.
Thank you. I couldn't
but
find
in terms
it.
of the conversations you've been having with students, just give me a sense of it.
Yeah, I mean, you could really just boil it down to complete shock, Matthew. Not only students, but some of
We're
the
going to go
authorities
from
I've
this
been
in a
speaking
minute.
to have talked about how they're not used to this type of thing in Utah, that this is a very friendly neighborhood type of, suburban area where people, know one another, that they don't actually get into too many heated political debates. They have a focus, they say, on service and a real kind of faith-based community here. There was, I should note, some protests about Charlie Kirk coming here on campus, but even then, authorities and politicians were saying they expected the event to go off without a hitch. Well, that clearly wasn't the case. So that has shocked many people, especially now that this is going down really in history as one of the kind of more gruesome instances of political violence in America. They're well aware of that and shocked that it happened so close to home. Certainly
Y'all, I don't know if you got it from somebody or if you did this yourself, but y'all, that is the perfect picture. And it's not an American flag. It's some kind of art drawing on it. But wow, like that looks like you're there with him. Thank you, Dandy. He does look young. I couldn't find it in Discord. Thank you, Hio, as well, for emailing it to me because I was looking for it. Jada said those poor students, there were even younger children. His family was there, from what I understand. Sweet Bomb, good to see you. It is very heartbreaking. That is an extremely clear photo. He's got a book bag on. I guess the vest was under the shirt, so maybe in the other photos, what I was seeing was the straps of the book bag. I mean, he's got to be a student there. I would think they could check. Most of the time, you have to have, like, your card has your photo on it, and I would think they could check the photos or something, or he's at a college nearby, I would think. Oh, okay. I saw, in my emails, it shows that he got a photo of the shooter, and I was about to check it in a minute. Thank you, Strategic. I appreciate it. Strategic is very on top of things. Miss King of Anything said that looks like a backpack. It does. This little lad of mine said very young, maybe a student. He has a backpack, right? Have I seen the Omar tweet? Actually, I think I have, but I'm not sure. I think Mr. Speculating pulled it up last night. Let me Oh, thank you, baby. Here, y'all eat that. I'm not hungry. Well, but y'all eat it. I'll eat it if y'all don't get hungry while I'm live and eat it, I will eat it afterwards, okay? Thank you. That was very sweet of you. I want y'all to eat, not me. Thank you. I saw the Omar tweet, I think. Tanya in the D. Mr. Speculating showed it to me, but I don't know how I would find it at this point, like, unless somebody emailed it to me. Yeah, sorry, I meant to mute and I forgot. Hey, Banana Bottom. Thank you. Okay, let me get so if we go back over here to finish this real quick. It says, how did people react on Wednesday night? In Utah, several people gathered for a vigil outside of the Timpanogos Regional Hospital, the hospital where Kirk was taken after the shooting, where they placed American flags, lit candles, and put flowers in front of the hospital sign. The Reagan Foundation on Wednesday night announced on its website that it was postponing a planned interaction and book signing with Ben Shapiro, noting, quote, our prayers are with Charlie Kirk's family and friends. As a mark of respect, we are canceling our program and book signing, unquote. While appearing on CNN on Wednesday night, House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican from Louisiana, maybe, addressed the heated exchanges that took place on the House floor following a moment of silence for Kirk, noting, quote, the emotion was very high in the room, and that started a debate, and people felt like it was being politicized, unquote. MSNBC fired political analyst Matthew Dowd after his comments on Kirk's assassination, where he described the conservative activist as, quote, one of the most divisive, especially divisive, young figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. I saw clips of that last night and I found it utterly disgusting. Well, thank you, Addie. I appreciate you being here. I love y'all. Mr. Speculating said the Omar thing is very speculative, so I would just wait for more info. A lot of crazy traps going on X. Thank you for that. If you have it, send it to me so I can check it. Because, we speculate, but if you don't think, send it to me if you have it, babe. And I'll check it. Thank you. My love. I said that earlier today. I believe it's a man. I do too. I saw last night where that MSNBC man said that, like, right after he passed away, and people were celebrating. It was really disgusting. Critical quote, this is a political assassination, unquote. Utah Governor Spencer Cox said at a press conference, quote, Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to 2 young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and persuade people. And that's the biggest thing for me. Like, he was out there practicing his free speech, his God-given ability to debate and try to shape ideas and try to persuade people. And I think we should be able to do that no matter what side we're on. So Trump urged prayers as other reacted to the shooting. I'm gonna skip that because we got a lot to go through. This says, what do we know about how the shooting unfolded? Kirk was shot around 20 minutes after he first started speaking at the event on Wednesday afternoon. Kirk was sitting on a stage under a tent that was adorned by his American Comeback Tour and Prove Me Wrong banners when the shot was fired. Videos from bystanders appeared to capture one person running across the rooftop of a nearby building on the campus called the Lucy Center, located around 140 yards from the stage where Kirk was speaking from. Authorities said the only information they have on the suspect is from the college campus security camera footage. They believe he was dressed in dark clothing and the shot was fired from the campus, quote, potentially a longer distance shot from a roof. And again, this is the cleared up image of the suspected shooter. Blair White has it. Okay. Thank you. Do. Y'all, I'm looking. We'll look at it. She is so pretty. Like, that girl is absolutely gorgeous. I'm sorry. I wish I looked like Blair White. I do. Y'all, trigger warning. I don't know which one is the Omar tweet. Oh. 40 minutes. Please, Lord, never allow my heart to harden or know the darkness required to celebrate murder. Homo economics, then we must kill them. Evil has come to America. I don't get it. There's a bad word up there, and I apologize for that. 4 hours, Charlie Kirk's homicide has eliminated the extreme amount of psychopaths living among us. It is not fringe radicals celebrating and mocking his death publicly. It is Facebook moms, teachers, and your friends from high school. We are in a terrible situation. There was a lot of people mocking that. This is that clip that we were just talking about. This is in which hold on a minute. This made me upset because there was no reason to do this, especially right after he got shot. Like, this was literally right after he got shot. He wasn't even pronounced deceased yet. He was still in critical condition when they said this.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
Oh, dang it. Did y'all hear that? A supporter shooting their gun off in celebration. Like, are you freaking shitting me right now? I'm going to pull it back up so we can hear all of it. Like, really? We're going to say we don't know how this happened. It could have been a supporter shooting a gun off in celebration. Like, that's what you're going with on the freaking news. Really? Stop it. I'm going to need you to take about 15 daggum seats. Hey, Miss North, while I pull this back up, I'm going to share this and then we're going to go from over here because I don't want to get in trouble or start any arguments.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about.
I mean, really, a supporter shooting their weapon off in celebration, and just so happened to hit him in the neck like that, like an actual assassination. Like, really, that's what you're going with. Okay. Okay, we read that. Why did a shouting match break out at Congress after? Hold on, something was talking in the background and I couldn't, I didn't know if y'all could hear it or not. Anyway, why did a shouting match break out in Congress after Kirk's death? A clash erupted between Democrats and Republicans in the House of Representatives on Wednesday, shortly after the floor observed a moment of silence for Kirk's death. Right after the moment of silence, Representative Lauren Boebert A representative from Colorado called for a verbal prayer, adding, quote, "I believe silent prayer gets silent results," unquote. I mean, okay, we're supposed to separate church and state. Like, I think a moment of silence was necessary, but then asking for a verbal prayer, in my opinion, you're pushing it a little bit, because people can be from many different walks and religions in there. That I get. I mean, I understand that, and believe me, I would have been right there saying a prayer with her, but I understand why it could have caused a clash, because not everybody is of our religion. Not everybody feels like that's appropriate, so maybe we should have held back on that. Miss Sarah said, "It is a problem with humanity per the same way many of these tragedies." I agree. With Utah being highly religious university, almost seems like that was the real target location choice. I didn't realize that Utah was that university was really religious. That's interesting. Maybe it was. What? There's a lot of girls in blue. Girl, you confusing me. Miss Sarah said, "I never heard of Charlie, and whether I agree with his views or not, no one deserves to die for their beliefs." I agree. Y'all confusing me. All right, let me finish reading it. She called for a verbal prayer, adding, "I believe silent prayer gets silent results." When Democrats protested and asked about the victims of the school shooting in Colorado earlier on Wednesday, a shouting match broke out. Representative Anna Paulin Luna, a Republican from Florida who had worked with Kirk in the past, yelled at the Democrats, "You all caused this," unquote. This prompted Representative Johanna Hayes, a Democrat from Connecticut, to reply, quote, "Pass some gun laws," unquote. This prompted an intervention from the speaker, who banged his gavel multiple times. Who is Charlie Kirk? Kirk, 31 years old, y'all. He was 31 years old. I can't even, he still had a life ahead of him. Is a right-wing political activist and co-founder of the Turning Point USA nonprofit that promotes far-right policies and politics on high school and college campuses. He founded the organization at the age of 18 in 2012, along with Illinois businessman William Montgomery, who died in 2020. Kirk, a prominent voice in culture wars on college campuses, hosts a daily radio show and podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show, which ranks among the top 10 on Apple's News's list of top podcasts and has a strong Gen Z fan base. Turning Point USA runs the Professor Watch List website to, quote, "expose and document college professors who discriminate against conservative students and advance leftist propaganda in the classroom," unquote, the website says. Turning Point USA formed a political action committee, Turning Point Action, in 2019 to back Republican candidates. Trump and Donald Trump Jr. have spoken at multiple Turning Point conferences, and Kirk spoke at both the 2020 and 2024 Republican National Conventions. The PAC launched a $100 million voter outreach campaign in key swing states last year to target young Trump voters. And the last little part says, what was Kirk speaking about when he was shot? Hey, Norma. Oh, Lord. A silent prayer can be a prayer to who or what you believe in. A verbal prayer is to who the person is saying the prayer, who the person that's saying the prayer believes in. Right. And I get that. I think that's why it caused issues. Tanya said he's just a baby. I agree. He was just a baby. Yeah, I don't want to start an argument. So I know that was a little bit, I'm just reading, so we probably should move on from that part. I'm going to read this and then we'll go on to something else. It says Kirk was participating in a Prove Me Wrong event, which he advertised on social media as an opportunity for liberals to ask him questions. He has done these things on college campuses in the past, and most feature debates with audience members who line up to challenge him on hot button issues, often recorded for videos posted onto his YouTube page. Moments before the shooting, an audience member asked him how many recent mass shootings were conducted by transgender shooters, and he said too many. According to video recordings of the incident, the audience member followed up with, "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America in the last 10 years?" And he said, counting or not counting gang violence. And then the shooting took place before the debate could go any further. And we watched a video on that earlier that showed right when everything happened. If I can find it real quick, I will. Hold on. Yep, I got it. All right, I'm going to stop it right before the actual shot is fired. But again, I think it's important to know what he was talking about because I feel like it could be related.
Yes, is that fair to say? All right, great. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Right then is when the shot rung out. And considering that it happened 20 minutes into his speech, I feel like it could be related. I do. Hannah said this topic is triggering. Please keep political views discussion to what is spoke about in the articles or videos on screen. Thank you. Yes, that's what I said at the beginning of this live. We don't need to oh, I hope you got to see it there then. We don't need to talk about political views or feelings or anything like that. And I did ask at the beginning of the live that I stated that they are going to talk about some political views and articles and things like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to, go out on a limb and be attacking each other. I would greatly appreciate if we don't do that. I choose not to talk about politics because it is a hard thing to talk about. And I like for everybody to be able to share their thoughts, opinions, and speculations. But politics is hard, and I don't want to start any arguments in chat. And again, while it could be politically related by proxy, the issue here is that he was shot just for, trying to have a debate or whatever. It's not like we're talking about, election fraud or something like that. This is a homicide. And regardless of what political side you fall on, that the importance is that a man was shot, and his wife and 2 small children will never see him walk through that door again. And that's just something that's really sad that I don't think we need to be okay with. This article says Charlie Kirk assassination sparks manhunt as shooting suspect remains at large. This says, under this picture, well-wishers add balloons to a makeshift memorial set up at Turning Point USA headquarters after the shooting death at a Utah college on Wednesday of Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old founder and CEO of the organization. Thursday, September 11th, 2025 in Phoenix. This was updated or put out 34 minutes ago. It says Utah authorities have delayed a press conference about the investigation into the assassination of Charlie Kirk due to rapid developments in the investigation. So there we go. Thank you, Hio. The presser was originally announced to begin at 12:45 local time. The Utah Department of Public Safety announced the change about an hour before the briefing was to begin. Quote, due to rapid developments in our investigation, we will suspend this, unquote, said Hillary Collinger, the DPS Director of Communications and Public Affairs. Quote, we will release an updated time later today. So there was going to be a press conference, but something happened and it made it where they had to delay it. I'm thinking that maybe they got him. There's some more of the photos. This photo says, view of a wreath laid by mourners outside the U.S. Embassy in Victoria on September 11th of 2025 following the fatal shooting of U.S. youth activist and influencer Charlie Kirk while speaking during an event at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Members of the U.S. Secret Service and counter sniper team walk onto the roof of the White House after the American flag at the White House in Washington was lowered to half-staff after Charlie Kirk, the CEO and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was killed at an event in Orem, Utah, Wednesday, September 10th. That talks about the one that shot at Trump. All right. Let me go over here. I found this interesting. This says TMZ staff that laughed at Charlie Kirk's death was forced to apologize. TMZ has been forced to apologize after staffers burst into laughter the moment Charlie Kirk's death was announced during an unflattering live stream. The entertainment news outlet found itself in hot water while reporting on the gory death of the MAGA firebrand on Wednesday. While Harvey Levin and Charles something were discussing the 31-year-old Turning Point USA founder's assassination, laughter erupted in the background. Levin remained stoic as he broke the harrowing news to the live audience, but viewers were sickened by what they heard. Quote, during today's TMZ live stream, employees were heard cheering, clapping, and celebrating just 30 seconds before announcing Charlie Kirk's death, one ex-user wrote. Quote, they laughed and applauded the cold-blooded homicide of a husband and father on a public broadcast like it was some kind of sick joke before handing it off to Harvey Levin. Wow. Conservative internet personality Laura Loomer called the incident disgusting, shameful, and disgusting behavior by TMZ. Shame on them. Charlie is a husband and a father. The homicide was committed in cold blood, she wrote on X. TMZ has broken its silence on the inappropriately timed cheering, claiming there was no Can you hear me? Yeah, let me. I'm gonna type in chat. I don't think that they were laughing at a car chase. I think that's a sad excuse. Okay. I don't know where it went. Yeah, I think that was just an excuse. All right, sorry. I agree, Addie. I'm not judging Charlie, and I think he had a good heart, and there's no reason for what happened, and I'm sorry that you're crying. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'll read the last part of that. So it says TMZ has broken its silence on the inappropriately timed cheering, claiming there was no ill intent. We were live streaming all day during this tragedy. Levin began during an apology video alongside his co-host. Quote, we were reporting on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. There were some people in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase. I think that's just an excuse. I think they absolutely cheered, as a lot of people did. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I can't tell. My thing's not lighting up. I'm going to put it back on the microphone now. Okay. I'll just leave it like this. Okay, I'll leave it like this. When we were reporting the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there were some people in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase. And I think that's just an excuse because a lot of people, including MSNBC, laughed about it. And I'm sorry, but you don't laugh about something like that, no matter what political side you fall on. That's bullshit. Like, I wouldn't, that would be, I don't even want to relate it to anything because I don't want to start an issue. But I mean, you don't do stuff like that. That's just unacceptable. It says he explained that those individuals were laughing and clapping at the car chase, not Kirk being shot in the neck. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, even if it was a car chase and the person, the perpetrator that was driving the vehicle got caught, why would they be laughing and clapping about that? I read that a minute ago, Danby, that Matthew Dowd had been fired for comments that he made after Charlie was shot, saying he was divisive. Which, I mean, I think he should be. Like, you can't be doing stuff like that, no matter what political aisle you fall on. That's bullshit. You can't do that. Sounded better the other way. It said my mic came unplugged, and sometimes when it does that, like, it won't pick my mic back up. Okay, hold on. Hold on a minute. Let me throw myself out and come back in because it's not picking it up now. All right. Hold on. I'll be right. All right, let me know if you can hear me because it's not lighting up. The mic is not lighting up. UT said there was some picture where a long-haired guy was standing up cheering before they ever got him out of there. I saw that, and I don't know if it's related. I think it could have been faked. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, thank you. See, for some reason, my StreamYard's not showing that it's like usually it lights up when I talk, and it's not doing that. Stephanie, good to see you. Thank you, guys. Okay. Yeah, I saw that, and I found it interesting, but it looked like it could have been photoshopped to me, and I thought I had it in my links, so I'm going to go back and check that. Okay, continuing about TMZ, he said he explained that those individuals were laughing and clapping at the car chase, not Kirk being shot in the neck. Levin went as far as to say these people would not work here if they found Kirk's death funny in any way. We acknowledge that it was horrible timing. His co-host chimed in, and for that we are sorry. We assure you the laughter was not about that. In a written piece about what they say was a massive fake pass, the outlet admitted that watching a car chase at the moment was tone deaf. The entertainment company also took to X to clarify what happened in the newsroom as Kirk was killed. I mean, I don't know. Considering that there was a lot of people that were, laughing and celebrating when he died. I think that's a lie. Like, I've never seen a car chase and been happy and clapped and laughed and all of that when the car chase was over. And I've watched car chases. The guy on MSNBC was fired, but we're talking about TMZ right now. I don't think anybody was fired from TMZ. This says, but even after the apology statement was released, some critics were simply not buying it. POV, you're being lied to, one person wrote on X in reaction to the video of the apologetic co-host. Yeah, the whole world is watching this assassination, but your staff is focused on some random car chase that no one can find. We're not stupid, Harvey, another person posted. That person's not here, but I gotta give him one of these. Boom, 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 bam. Ed, you can't find the car chase. Like, there's no record of there being a car chase. Stop lying. Stop lying. The Daily Mail has reached out to CMZ for further comment. The conservative activist 31, who was assassinated while taking questions from the crowd at the ORM College on Wednesday afternoon. He was, sorry. A single bullet struck him in the neck, causing blood to spew as he tipped back in his chair, as he was responding to a question about gun violence in America. President Donald Trump confirmed that Kirk had died a few hours later. Quote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie," the president wrote on Truth Social. And here he is with his wife and one of his children. He has 2 small children, and he was only 31 years old. Like, that's a shame. There's currently no one in custody for the shooting, FBI Director Kash Patel announced on Wednesday night. George Zinn, 71, was arrested immediately after Kirk was shot, but investigators ruled he was not the assassin. He was booked on obstruction of justice. The FBI then detained another unnamed suspect, but they were released after interrogation, Patel said. The subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency, he wrote on X. Officials said the fatal shot was fired from the top of the Luce Center, about 200 feet away from where Kirk was speaking. Chilling video from the moments leading up to Kirk's death shows what appears to be someone lying on the roof and fleeing after shots were fired. Witnesses claim there were no security measures in place. University police said only 6 officers were at the campus event that hosted about 3,000 people. Authorities have deemed the tragic event a political assassination and believed the suspect acted alone. While TMZ has come under scrutiny as viewers believed employees were laughing at Kirk's death, left-wing social media users have shared content blatantly celebrating his death. Quote, "I'm not saying Charlie Kirk deserved to be shot, but I think enablers to something should be shot too." Oh, one wrote on one left-leaning social media user. So basically saying, I don't think that he deserved to be shot, but I think people who enable things that basically we disagree with should be shot. I don't understand why they thought the old man did it either. And it's interesting to me that he got booked on obstruction of justice. Like, what was he doing? Was he stopping them from getting to the roof or something? Like, what did he do to be booked on obstruction of justice charges and make them think that he was somehow involved? Because, like, the video for that was weird. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here it is. This was... He's hollering, "Shoot me." What's his name? Let me go back. George Zinn. It's weird, and he's got booked on obstruction of justice.
Shoot me! Shoot me! Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
You can see his pants fall down and he's walking in his boxers. Dandy said, quote, "I'd do it again," unquote. So law enforcement took him down. Okay. So I wonder why he's saying that. It's a weird thing to do and say afterwards. But I think it's funny that his pants fell down and he's walking in his boxers since he wanted to be a butthole about it.
Hey, let me!
And hollering, "Shoot me." Multiple TikTokers reacted casually to the shooting, with one mock crying while a dramatic song played with the caption, "Charlie Kirk got something." It's a cuss word, and then it says "all." But even leading Democratic voices have come forward to denounce politically driven violence. Quote, "The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible." And the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form, California Governor Gavin Newsom declared. And I agree. And that's all I ask for, is that, you know, it doesn't matter what side you're on. We don't need political violence from anybody anywhere. All right. Let me see. I'm going to pull up X and see what FBI Director Kash Patel. Oh, whoa. Okay, I got on my main page and this just came up. So let's see what this says. It says 9 hours ago, but I don't. Charlie Kirk assassination had professional hallmarks, security experts say. The shooting of Charlie Kirk in Utah had the hallmarks of a professional assassination, according to several security experts. The prominent conservative activist, who was 31, was struck in the neck by a single gunshot as he delivered a speech to a large crowd on campus at a Utah Valley University in Orem on Wednesday. We know all of that. I'm going to read what they said about the shooter. It says former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan said the shooter likely put a lot of preparation into the attack, telling Fox's News' Jesse Waters this assassination was different to the attack on Trump back in Butler, Pennsylvania. This one was very well planned and very well orchestrated plot that was put into motion days before. There's not a video. Quote, this individual had a plan of escape to elude detection of being out on a rooftop and also being able to evade and elude law enforcement, unquote, added Kaplan. Quote, this assassination of Charlie Kirk to me is indicative of a professional hit, and I'm not so sure we are quickly going to be able to apprehend this individual without some luck, unquote. Kaplan pointed to the shooter's use of only one shot and immediate disappearance as a sign of careful preparation ahead of the attack. I agree with that. The shot was taken to immediately incapacitate Charlie Kirk. And so this was not some amateur who just got up on the rooftop, said Kaplan. This seems the earmark of a professional that got onto this rooftop well in advance. He was clearly undetected, and there was no indication that anyone saw him. After that, one single shot was taken. This is someone who has some experience, some level of sophistication, to have mapped out exactly how this was going to go down. Former Republican New York State Senator of Homeland Security Advisor Michael Balboni made a similar point, telling Fox News it's an incredibly chaotic scene on a college campus. Hundreds and hundreds of people there right immediately afterwards. He added that a rifle sound was heard, and yet nobody was able to identify an individual, which most likely means the individual was shooting from concealment and maybe had some way to suppress or hide the flash of the gun, and again indicated that this was a sophisticated individual.
Told coming in the coming hours. Kirk founded Turning Point USA in 2012 when he was 18 years old, and it is now on more than 3,500 high school and college campuses across the country, with more than 200.
They said that they were going to have an announcement soon in the next couple of hours. But see, remember when I was talking to you about it last night, and I was like, for them to be shooting from 200 yards away with a high-powered rifle and hit him in the neck like that, I felt like it was some kind of professional. You know? And then you came and you were like, you know, if you had the right type of rifle, you could do it pretty easily, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree. They continued, one shot hitting the target from 200 meters away and then escaping without anybody seeing them. Those are the hallmarks of a professional. A search is ongoing for Kirk's killer. And they're talking about Kash Patel, which is where I was going when I saw that. Hold on. One hour ago, they're talking about the 9/11 memorial at Ground Zero. 2 hours ago, the FBI is offering a reward of up to $100,000 for information leading to the identification and arrest of the individual or individuals responsible for the homicide of Charlie Kirk on September 10th, 2025 at Utah University in Orem, Utah. So they were offering 2 hours ago, they're offering up to $100,000 for information leading to the arrest of this individual. And we have the clear photo of him. So that's not good. There's the better photo. That makes me feel like they don't have him. If the old man worked for his nonprofit, why did they arrest him for obstruction of justice? Yeah, that's what I read that a minute ago. They had a presser scheduled, but then they delayed it. You are right. Utah does have the death penalty. Kids go in the military and get training and whatever they choose. What if this guy wanted to be a sniper? It had the hallmarks of that to me, but you know, I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. I'm going to check YouTube and see what they're saying, if anything new has come out. While I do that, I'll play this police audio video just in case anybody coming in had not heard it yet while I get YouTube pulled up. And it shows the guy on the roof. They've got it circled in red, this person walking across the roof there.
Just east of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle. He is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
Copy. Can you confirm with PD, do they have the shooter in custody? Your DPS is requesting let's try and get that motorcycle stopped, maybe a suspect in that shooting. What was your traffic?
It's possibly a suspect from the shooting, and we can try and get that vehicle stopped. I got the description you were looking for on the temporary for the mail. And on units, the description on the mail is all in black, long pants, black bag, aviator style sunglasses with a long gun. Information was given at 13.
Okay. So I found this. They got the photo that was released 3 hours ago. We can watch that video. This says breakthrough leads to new information about Charlie Kirk's killer. Let's see what this says.
And we are getting some more of those new details in the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. At that press conference just a few minutes ago, authorities said they've recovered a weapon, which they described as a high-powered rifle. They also say the suspect appears to be college-aged and, in their words, blended in well with the college crowd. Let's bring in ABC's Jacqueline Lee, who's on the scene, and ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett for more. Jacqueline, what do you make of the progress that officials are saying they made here? They're literally describing this as a breakthrough, and they've twice now said that they are confident.
You know, I'm a little worried because we've arrested 2 individuals of interest. And then as of 2 hours ago, we're back to offering a $100,000 reward leading to the identification and arrest of the individuals involved. So I'm just a little concerned. And again, it's hard for me not to believe that this person was highly trained and able to do this because they still haven't caught him. Carr was responding to Addie and said, "My heart also breaks for the attendees that witnessed it in person and those who were in front row as well. They were so incredibly close." I couldn't imagine. I mean, you guys were here yet. Those of you here yesterday saw when we saw the video for the first time of what actually happened that I had to remove. I mean, I there's no words. It's just, oh my God. And like for the rest of the live, I was kind of off put by seeing that. And all I did was see a video of it. Like, I couldn't imagine being there.
That's right, Diane. So, yesterday, officials said they were going to find the person. They are pouring in all of their resources from the highest levels of the Trump administration and working with the FBI in tandem, as well as local officials, to get more answers and to track down the gunman. And so the fact that they were able to track his movements. They say they were able to track the person's movements up the stairwell onto the roof. They say that individual then jumped from the building, and then they eventually were able to find that high-powered rifle in the woods. They canvassed the area. They spoke with neighbors. They looked at all the surveillance videos. They asked for doorbell videos, and they say they have a very good look at the individual, but they are not releasing that information at this point, given where they are in the investigation. But they have made significant progress in the last few hours. Diane.
Brad, something else stuck out to me too, because yesterday officials were saying that all they had was this kind of campus surveillance. All they could say was the shooter was wearing dark clothing. Today, they're saying we have they literally use the word good video footage of this suspect twice, again, as I mentioned, saying that they're confident that they can track the suspect's movements. What do you make of the pieces of the puzzle that they are mentioning here? Video footage that they have recovered, the weapon here.
It makes me wonder why they haven't caught him. That image of his face is so clear. I don't know how no one knows who he is or where he's from, or is he from there? Right. And like, yeah, I mean, the weapon had to be registered to somebody. And we're talking about the FBI here, not, the local police department. They're good too. Like the FBI, and we can't get this guy.
An imprints and so on.
So I think it may well tell you that it does take time. It takes time to pull up all the different videos that you might have, and then to go through them. So you start with that, but let's just draw a picture here. They have a guy go up on the roof. They have video of that. They have him coming down from the roof, going into a wooded area. Apparently, at some point, I presume in the woods, discarded the weapon. Now, he probably did that he didn't want to be seen carrying a weapon running through a neighborhood or walking through a neighborhood. That weapon will give you potentially leads. Where did it come from? It could well be registered or purchased by the shooter. We'll have to see. Was it stolen? Whatever it might be, ATF, etc., will help them immediately. And they probably already know what that is.
I don't know. I got concerns. Yeah, we were one of the few that saw it live, and it was hard. Not necessarily can 3D print. Oh, yeah, that's true. But rifles, Addie, thank you so much for becoming a member. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. I will grab the crazy train to pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you for that. And now you have access to more personal videos that I put out. Thank you so much, Addie B. I do, right, Norma? He'll be caught. Remember, they're not sharing everything they know with us. Oh, that's true. Not everyone registers for their firearm, too. Just insane. I agree. I've seen that. I don't know how long it was available before this event. Yeah, because the individual, his identity is scrubbed. Dum, dum, dum. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
If you have maybe less so footprints initially, but certainly palm prints, if he's ever had a full set of prints where you print the entire hand, let's say he'd been in the military or some aspect of the government or a contractor, they may have those. That's a long shot, but they may have those.
I hope that they do. And, I heard on a different live stream the other day that they are now getting like DNA from children in school and like having it on record so that if they disappear or, you know, something like that, they always have their DNA on file. But that's weird for me. Like they'll take a piece of their hair or something like that. I wouldn't want you having my child's DNA. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't.
But I get in the voice of both the Commissioner of Public Safety and the FBI agent, special agent in charge, that they may well already know who this guy is, that they have clear pictures of him and maybe sources of other people, or someone said, I know who that guy is. And so they're looking for him. The key here is they're not releasing the pictures, and I've been up this road before in cases, because you don't want to spook the person more than they're already aware that, hey, they may be onto my trail. In other words, you want them to sort of stay in whatever lifestyle they might be in at this point. As you run down addresses, associates, friends, their job, you know, they've been in the military or not, whatever it might be, to draw a circle around him to catch him someplace. You know, the concern obviously as time goes on, now we're up to not quite 24 hours. Did he leave the area? If he's smart, he did. But, you know, many times these kind of shooters, they don't do that.
Brad, they're saying this was a high-powered.
You know, when I think about Kennedy and the files that are coming out, you know, they say that, Lordy have mercy, if I wasn't trying to remember his name, I'd be able to remember it. They say that he wasn't the one responsible and that it was actually a CIA hit. Now, I don't know. I don't think, I mean, when we're talking about the assassination of like Donald Trump or something, that would be more like something like that, that the CIA could be involved in. But it's also at the same time, it's hard for me to believe that someone was able to do all this and is able to evade the FBI. But then again, I mean, we talk about missing children every single day that go years without being found, which I don't understand either. When we can, you know, zoom in on a pimple of somebody that's on somebody's butt through their clothes in freaking Iran. So explain that to me. Lee Harvey Oswald, thank you. Even if he left and lays low, somebody knows somebody is not around. I agree.
Bolt action rifle. And yesterday they described the shot as coming from at least 100 yards away. Does that tell you anything? Does that require a certain level of experience?
Well, it's certainly, as far as the weapon they described, something probably like an AR-15, an M4, something in that category, is that they're relatively easy to shoot. However, from 100, 200 yards away, my guess is a scope and a tripod would have helped him a lot for steadiness. But the real key, Diane, is if he was able, and sadly did, one shot that killed Charlie Kirk, that's showing some proficiency, because it's very difficult to have the breathing and the concentration to pull off one shot like that, and that's what killed the person. Does that suggest prior training? Maybe. It certainly suggests somebody who's been practicing a lot with this weapon or a weapon just like this. That's another place you're obviously going to look. You're going to go to all the gun ranges, gun shops, place they sell ammo, and ATF obviously can help them with that quickly, to see if anybody fits the profile of what they're looking for.
All right, Jacqueline Lee, Brad Garrett, thank you both.
Okay. I just got a message that this was breaking. So, and it's from like 59 minutes ago. It says, haunting words on the bullets. Shooters' ammunition found inside high-profile rifle used during Charlie Kirk assassination, quote, engraved with trans and anti-fascist messages. It says, investigators say they have found the rifle used to commit the homicide of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Radar Online can confirm. And inside was ammunition engraved with trans and anti-fascist ideology. Authorities are confident they have the clues to lead them to the alleged assassin. On Thursday, FBI agents said an older model 30 caliber hunting rifle was discovered in the woods near the scene of the Utah shooting. The Wall Street Journal reported the weapon was wrapped up in a towel not far from Utah Valley University, and a spent cartridge was still in the chamber. 3 more unspent rounds were discovered in the rifle's magazine, all allegedly engraved with trans and anti-fascist messages. Robert Bowles, special agent in charge of the Bureau's Salt Lake City field office, said the assassin jumped down from the roof of a building directly across from the rally and fled into the woods after gunning down the influencer. The suspect is described as someone who appears to be college age and likely escaped by blending into the panicked students running from the scene. Authorities have also revealed they now have video and images of a suspect and are analyzing a palm print and shoe impression found near the scene. There aren't any plans to release images of the suspect unless officials feel they need the public's help. 2 other people initially detained yesterday both turned out to be uninvolved and were released, but have since been getting death threats. Late last night, FBI Director Kash Patel tweeted that a person of interest originally detained yesterday was misidentified. Quote, the suspect in custody has been released after interrogation by law enforcement, Patel shared. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. That's interesting. And again, not with a rifle, he said. You could learn it in a day. It's not a short barrel gun. Thank you for that. I hope it's not going to start getting really bad. But, I mean, remember what he was talking about. And when I searched it, this came up. It says the ammunition on the rifle found to kill Charlie Kirk was engraved with messages that were interpreted as expressing trans and anti-fascist ideology. The information was revealed by the FBI and confirmed by multiple sources. The rifle itself was a 30 caliber hunting rifle, and the bullets were found to have messages on them, which were part of the evidence collected during the investigation. The messages were not directly linked to the shooter, but they were significant in the context of the investigation and the political climate surrounding the case. Trying to see if we had a picture of it, but I don't think we do. Let me share this with y'all. If it'll pull it up. Comes after a breakthrough was revealed by the FBI, have been recovered.
Like lightning. It was so loud, I thought the shooter was right there in the crowd. And apparently he wasn't. Apparently he was far.
Okay. Hold on. Dang it. Hold on. Sorry about that.
Among us.
Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
Sounds like lightning. It was so loud, I thought the shooter was right there in the crowd. And apparently he wasn't. Apparently he was far off. And
there are giants among us.
I don't know why it does that.
Down, I'm like, that wasn't what I thought it was, is it? I was like, no, this can't be happening right now. And we all ducked.
Okay. Sorry, hold on a minute. That was just ridiculous with the commercials. I'm not watching that. Carr said, I mean, we didn't break into a civil war when Representative Melissa Hartman and her husband were gunned down in their home, or when Senator John Hoffman and his wife were shot at. That's a good point. Too weak for a gun, not bullets. This little light said, good mind. Hannah said, in my opinion, those bullets were deliberately left with those messages to incite violence and hatred. I agree. And we got to make sure it doesn't happen. I have this video, and it's not, I want to be very careful with it because I'm not trying to, again, bring politics into this. But I think it's important to see the celebrating after Charlie Kirk's murder, and I think that's not acceptable. I'm going to try to skip it to the video, so because I don't want to promote anything horrific or political, really.
That are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never.
Hold on.
And there are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, breaking
Why do people
news,
do that?
Folks, seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantafast's favorite 5-mile wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
Damn, what a statement. I don't like that people are celebrating this, though. This is not acceptable.
And sadly, the vile left has not been shot.
Hold on, I'm just trying to see the videos. It's about to go back to a video. Hold on.
Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view.
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
Hey, Ryan
Yes.
Apple.
try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
Enough of that.
Ryan Apple Snapple, it's good to see you. Said, I may not have liked him, but would never wish death. A Lego stepped on, but come on, right? Like, maybe wish that he got a flat tire. He stepped on a bunch of Legos or something like that. But death? Really? Come on now. All right, I think that's all of the videos. That was an old video. Okay. All right, let me see what else we got. There's just a lot coming out on this because a lot of people are saying things. Oh, I did find that message. I wanted to share that. Yeah, this is what I saw last night. So this person named Omar said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Which, oh, sorry, y'all couldn't see it. Which, it could be just somebody talking shit. Right, Hannah? I wouldn't put too much into it. It's probably just somebody talking shit. I don't think that that's somebody that would actually do it. I saw that a riot erupted at a Charlie Kirk vigil. I don't know what this is about.
David says, here we go. Gun control, they say. Ignore the idiots. They can just destroy his metal glasses as well. Who obviously had them on at that time, which is not a safe thing, obviously. Let's go to that moment. Colonizer. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is the political left, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I want them both. They both punch.
But this is at nighttime, so if it just happened, how would it be at nighttime? So I don't know about that one. Here's the thing with misguided misinformation. It leads to things just like this. Charlie just had Christian beliefs. Hannah said, of those kids' views are similar to many. Therein is the problem with society. These kids forget their ancestors taught for the freedoms they have today, including freedom of speech. But yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. Like it all goes back to freedom of speech. Like, do you not want people to have freedom of speech? I mean, nobody deserves, again, to die for their political views, in my opinion. This says 4chan has identified this possible suspect. I'm not going to say the name. They says they lived in Utah. Digital music artists with songs that celebrated and encouraged Charlie Kirk's death. And they say he resembles, I'm sorry. Yeah, he resembles the person's jawline. I don't think so. They had a music project called God's Finest Scalpel in April, released a digital album called Death to American Scum, which included a track called Charlie Kirk's Death Isn't Good Enough for Me. He apparently also had a song on SoundCloud called Charlie Kirk Dead at 31, which since has been removed. Let's do a side by side. I don't think it's the same. So you saw that person and now you're seeing this person. I don't think it's the same. That's a 4chan thing. Let me put up my Wild Wild West. That's complete speculation. I don't know. Somebody's speculating just like we are. Hey, Roberta. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. No one deserves this, and I agree. Oh, look, a squirrel. I meant to say hey to you earlier. The only thing Charlie was guilty of was fighting for freedom of speech, the same freedom of speech that crazies claim when they act a fool. I agree. Get booted? No, Miss Woozy, nice to meet you. We do not have this person on the screen. Yes, that is the person of interest that has been released by the FBI. The person over here on X is just somebody that people on 4chan found and said they had the same jawline. It doesn't look the same to me. Let me pull up just that photo. They don't look the same to me. I mean, the cheekbones are different. I'm trying to picture this person with darker skin and sunglasses on. But the cheekbones here are higher. Like they're more pronounced cheekbones here. And that's not something you can just easily hide. But there's sunglasses on. I don't know. What do you guys think? It does not look like a look-alike. Same dimple in the chin. Oh, yeah. I don't want to get any rumors started. This is just stuff that I'm finding on X, which could all be a lie, complete speculation. Hey, D's nuts. Good to see you. Everyone thought his shirt was an American flag with an eagle, but the clearer picture shows that it's not. I did myself. When I first saw the original pictures, I said it appears to be an American eagle. I mean, an American flag with an eagle. On it, and then we got the clearer picture and it looks like some kind of art display or something. Oh no, I'm sorry. Peaches said nose is entirely different. Same person, different font. That's what I think. I don't think they're the same. They're saying strongly resembles the FBI pictures through the jaw and mouth. But like this person, I don't know how else to say this, and please don't think I'm trying to be rude because I'm not. I don't know what you call it other than crater face. Like again, I mean no disrespect. I just don't know what it's called. But this person appears to have crater face a little bit, like around the chin and on the cheeks and up here. And then this person doesn't. Because I feel like you'd be able to see that. But this image has been touched up by AI, if I had to guess, because we don't have very clear images of this. I think Strategic Eyes cleared it up with AI, so AI would take that away. But I'm with Peaches, like maybe same person, different font. Under his eyes, the freckles. I don't see the freckles. Like, I want to zoom in on this one. I don't know. I don't think they look alike. There's a mole there, it looks like. So let's see. There doesn't appear to be a mole on this person. The pick is head on, the other down. It could be. It does appear they do have the same shirt. They have the same shirt. Where'd you see that? Oh, I'm not talking about this person. I'm talking about this one over here. This person on the left resembling this person right here, resembling this person. This person is the FBI person, and that person is the same person as what's on the right here, because that is the photo put out by the FBI. But basically, this post is taking these two photos that are on the right put out by the FBI and comparing them to the person on the left that they think could be the one who did it because of some of the things they put out. I don't think that they're the same, honestly. It's a shirt from Shein. It's hard to tell. You do? You think they are? Same hat with the triangle shape. Well, we can't see this hat. Like, yeah, this person is the same right here because that's the same photo. These two are the shooter, and this photo is just a cleared up image of the shooter. But what we're comparing is this person right here with the glasses and the crater face. I don't mean to be mean. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they appear to have somewhat of a crater face, long hair. And then here they are. That's the same person that was on the left holding a camera. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, they were water drops in the glasses, not freckles. Yeah, I meant the clear FBI pic looks different from the blur FBI pics. His face looks different, same outfit. Yeah. Let's look at that. Oh, there's a... Why are you being like that? But that's an American flag logo. I don't think that's the same person. So is this photo wrong? Or this one? Now I'm getting confused. Let's check Kash Patel's. I can't zoom in, but that looks like an American flag. So I'm thinking maybe the cleared up image is wrong. Huh. Miss Woozy, I think that somebody used AI to enhance the photo in my email, and it's AI enhanced because this is like some kind of artwork or something, not an American flag. And this is the photo put out by the FBI, which appears to have an American flag and an eagle on it. So I'm thinking that they took that photo, enhanced it with AI, and that might not even be like, yeah, you can do that to try to get a clearer picture, but it could be a different person because that's clearly an American flag. Let me see if I can go back to... And if that's an American flag photo, that could be a very clear image of the person. And if that's a clear image of the person, he is not of a tanner skin tone. Yeah, I think the cleared up image looks like AI. Yeah, I think that person had acne, but this person appears to have had some acne. Like I could see a little bit, but it could also be like a 5 o'clock shadow. Look at the eyebrows. Okay. The eyebrows are are kind of profound. Yeah. Hold on. Let me email this to myself real quick so we have this one and I can pull it up and we can share it. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Now let me go back to the I can find it. Yeah. Okay. So here's the picture of that person with the water on their glasses. And here's a picture of that guy. Okay, I'm going to click back. The eyebrows are similar, but this person's face looks more round, like not as long as the other one, but they're also wearing a hat, so it's kind of hard to tell. But like, okay, he's wearing a hat in this photo, and the other person's wearing a hat too. And his face is kind of more round, not quite as long as this guy's face is. Like this guy's face is like really long and not rounded. Like, you know, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like a long face and not a rounded face. I agree. I should put my allegedly hat from CrimeCon on, right? In the clear photo, he looks maybe 21 or 22. In the original photo, around 28. True. The guy with the camera had a freckle mustache. That guy looks like it might be similar. Very thin lips, same sort of thin, scrawny body type. I agree with that. I think they're similar, yeah. But his face is a lot more round to me, but also there's a camera in front of it. Yeah, this person's face is a lot longer, in my opinion. What do we got? Oh, people talking shit. This says Charlie Kirk's assassin identified from 30 minutes ago. I'll see what it.
Who knows? Cyber attack. Who the heck knows? Again, continuing to have these issues, but.
Thank you for staying with us. We have more to get to as we continue to ask questions about the assassination, the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, what this means for the United States.
I don't want to snipe their stream.
Bolt-action rifle, a long-range, high-powered bolt-action rifle that the FBI says was found in the woods under a blanket. Friend of the show and former FBI whistleblower Kyle Seraphin says it's quite ubiquitous that a rifle in a box is just laying in the woods, right? Here's the weapon just laying in the woods. Some sort of a flag shirt as well, and people on.
Hold on, y'all. Sorry.
People were really upset about this. Truly upset about this. Girls crying, people who didn't understand his politics completely, really, truly upset about what this means for conversation, for discourse, for partisan politics, for our country.
So maybe we can just go through some of the things that we're learning here at this hour. The FBI putting out,
Chloe.
A photo of a person of interest, if any.
I think his mouth kind of did pucker out a little bit. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. Their mouth does kind of pucker out a little bit. I think this person's face is way too long, honestly. Like there wasn't that much room between the nose and the mouth, and then the mouth and the chin on this guy. There's a lot. Look at how close this person's nose is to that top lip. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's a very short amount of space right there between the top lip and the nose on this person. And this person, it appears to be much longer to me. That's what I see. Oh, what did we do? Hold on. It might boot me for a second, but I'll be right back if it does. Okay, I'm back. There's a dimple in his upper lip. Crappy crap. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. So I think that they're just playing the fact that they have a they released the photo of the person of interest. but I do want to look at the photo of that firearm. So he does have a dimple, yeah, like right there above the lip, and that's something you couldn't hide. That one does not appear to have a dimple above the lip, and does not, dang, it's bigger this way. And the 2 points in the lip of this person is not as popped up and profound as this person's, in my opinion. But again, we're looking at it from two different perspectives. Like this one is head on, and the other one is from up above. He says, I don't know, it really does look like him. Really? You think so, babe? I don't know. I'll keep them pulled up. I'm going to go back over here. I wanted to see that.
Anybody has any information about this individual, you can see him wearing the black shirt with a phone number to call the FBI.
I'm only going to watch through where they talk about the rifle, but I did drop their link. He is making a face when he's holding the camera. I agree. He does appear to be like making a face. So it is hard to tell, but I don't know. I don't think it's the same person. They're very similar though. I'll be surprised if it is this person. All right, let me go back over here and play this real quick.
This individual wearing like what appears to be some sort of a flag shirt as well. And people on X were saying, wow, that doesn't look like a crazy leftist at all. Well, no, but if you're trying to look in disguise at going to a Charlie Kirk event, wouldn't you wear like a MAGA hat and some sort of American flag paraphernalia? It looks like even like a U.S. Airborne Division hat on his head to blend in.
Right. Well, another question. Is this supposed to be, are we led to believe that this is him coming down from the shooting through the university? Do we know that?
Or beforehand? I mean, again, we
have... So because
I think it's beforehand. I think it's him walking up the stairs to the roof. No, the other picture, his nose is longer. While we're pausing. Okay, that's what this picture looks like. I think it's a normal nose on that one. Yeah, his nose is different to me down here at the bottom. I see what you're saying. This one, like the nostrils kind of come up and make like a V shape with his nose. And this one, it doesn't. But again, we're looking at it from a different angle too. So that's something to keep in mind. But this angle is of him going up the steps. And so I do think that he was going up to the roof.
He doesn't have a rifle, but now the FBI is saying they found a rifle stashed
in the woods.
In the woods somewhere, which is a strange story. Doesn't quite add up.
Right. If you want to, I mean, if we have it, and there's a bunch of things we're going to kind of throw at you here right now, very latest. If we look at this bolt action rifle, a long range, high powered bolt action rifle that the FBI says was found in the woods under a blanket. Friend of the show and former FBI whistleblower Kyle Seraphin says it's quite ubiquitous that a rifle in a box is just laying in the woods. Right. Here's the weapon just laying in the woods with additional shells sitting there, unused ammunition just right there.
That's interesting to me that the person's that they left the rifle just sitting in the woods in the box. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull up the media page and we'll see what we can find. One from the above, the other straight on. Yeah. Wouldn't change the shape of his face or nose. I agree. Lori Ann said breathing heavy, could be flaring. Yeah, I agree, Miss Woozy. It should be a rule that if you're posting AI photos that they're labeled as that. Carolina said Charlie Kirk was an influential activist and had really impossible views for both political parties and our young people of America. So I'd say, yes, he was a very important person. I agree.
Ready to go. And to your point, him being on the rooftop. So at what point was he going up or down with the rifle? Was it placed there ahead of time? There he is. There is at least what people believe is the shooter on this roof. People noticing this ahead of time. Do we have the sound that we can play, Philip, of the individuals before the shooting noticing this individual on the roof? If you can play that, go ahead. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, there it is.
I think it's the clip. Yeah, it's the clip we had earlier.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there. Just saying. He just ran from over. Where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there.
I agree, Hannah.
Just saying.
So yeah, we saw that photo. Hannah said, I feel like they are just trying to incite violence and hatred. I agree, unfortunately. All right, so let me see what I can find. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to share the name of this individual while we look them up, because I don't know, maybe y'all can find something. But I do not know that this individual is in any way, shape, or form involved. They just put out a song that said Charlie Kirk needs to die at the age of 31 or something to that effect. So let's go to Facebook first. They probably don't have a Facebook. The younger generation typically doesn't. So it's Sky Valadez. They're saying they're already rutted with it, kinda. This is talking. Okay, so we can probably see it. Yeah, I'll be able to see it here. This is what they put out: "Death to American scum by God's finest scalpel. Charlie Kirk's death isn't good enough for me." This one is, "I'd rather be RAPED again than deal with you." Was released April 9th of 2025. Okay, they have a Facebook if it hasn't been taken down. No. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Where? Oh, there's more photos. That was the photo we saw last night. I don't know if it's the same one though. There's a side view. I don't know. What do y'all think? There are a lot of people in the interwebs trying to incite violence towards trans people right now, and it's pretty disgusting. I agree. Instagram or Blue Sky? Okay, let me try that. About Blue Sky, not that it's being found. Hold on. SKYE. SKYE. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing here. All right, I'm going to try Instagram. I know you can't see it. Hold on. It's logging me in. Oh, dang. I don't know if I was sharing Blue Sky, but nothing came up. Just by the way. Hold on. I'm going to type this in real quick. All right. Let me try to pull it up now. Oh, oh my gosh. I don't think any of these people are that person. So we did get some more pictures from here, but I can't find their Facebook profile. I don't even think that person and that person are the same. Maybe. Oklahoma City. Said they had 19 people. Oh my God. Scott, they said this person passed away following a controversial song release. What? Y'all, that's got to be fake. That's got to be fake. Stop. Solistic. Did I have it pulled up? Did you see it? Let's look at this. Oh, I can't click on it. Whoa, what the fuck was that? I don't even know. That don't look like the person either, though. Y'all, I don't know. That was a different guy. Sky Valdez from the pics, and Omar is the guy from X who posted something was going to happen. Yeah, I think that those are different people. I'm not able to find anything as of right now, but I'll keep looking. But as of right now, I can't find anything other than people saying that they died after a controversial song release, which is absolutely ridiculous. But evidently, a lot of people are thinking that that could be the person. What is this? Oh, well, that's okay. Rainy Sky 021. I'm going to write that down. See what we can. RAIN1. That's a Pinterest profile. But that could be somebody different. No. I don't even think that's the same person as that. They look like different people to me. Omar deleted his post, but you can probably find the screenshot somewhere. Yeah, I had the post from Omar. That's what the photo looks like. Riverdale, Utah. But I think the profile's been made private. All right. So I'm going to search again and see what we can find. Remember what the photo looked like somebody with a beanie kind of out of frame. That's Korea. I think they made their profile private, y'all. Says they were from Riverdale. Yeah, they made their profile private. They had the pics lined up. Yeah, they've got quite a few on here. And I saw that picture on X yesterday, but that person's face looks long. But that chin looks different than to me. Like that jawline on that person is very profound. It is interesting that they made a song called Charlie Kirk deceased at 31, but scrubbed allegedly. Womp womp. I'm sorry, Miss Weezy. I'm probably about to go for the day anyway. Miss North said, I think that guy with the multiple pics you just looked at was the guy with the camera. You think so? Let's see. Him? See, their faces look longer to me than this person's. Like that person's face don't look as long as both of these people's faces. People saying on Facebook it just poofed. Imagine that. Imagine that. All right, I'm going to go back over here and just check Kash Patel and see if we've got any update before I go for the day. It says breaking: FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino are en route to Utah to assist with Charlie Kirk assassination manhunt. There's that post. Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. And then they're smiling. And then that was where that photo was posted. But I don't think it was the same one. There's a close-up. You think that could really be the same person? It could be. They look more similar to me than the guy holding the camera. Maybe it's because he had his hat on backwards and the camera picture it's taking up a lot of his forehead. It's possible. I think so. Omar and Scott. I think Omar was the one that posted it, but they're saying they could be the same person. Yeah. They're saying cleft chin. Look at the upper lip and the nose. He posted that something big was going to happen to Charlie Kirk at the university campus and then deleted his account after Charlie Kirk's assassination. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that. So what I'm thinking is this person right here on the right could be the shooter, okay? But I don't think that this person is that person. Like I think this is a completely different person than the guy you see, than the girl you see here by the shooter. But I think the person you see in this picture could be the shooter. Like the noses are the same. Keep in mind that you would be looking down. The noses are the same. If you're looking down like you would be in this camera angle on this person, the nose is the same. The distance between the lip and the nose is about the same. The chin, the cleft chin is about the same. Like I think these two could definitely be the same person. But this person, I don't think is involved, honestly, because they look completely different to me. But I could be wrong. You know, we're just speculating. But these two could be the same person. The sunglasses. Okay, let me go back to Facebook. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't not pull up the photo with like the 5 photos. I don't think that's the same person. Those could be the same people. Now it's not going to bring up the one with all the photos. There it is. Well, there's one of them. I'm not seeing the sunglasses. I don't know, y'all. It was Mossad no matter what, said Joe. Even the downturned lips, thin upper lip, nose, chin, etc. very similar, just short hair and no makeup. Not to trigger anyone. Right. It's all speculation. It is, though. How would I know what, Lori? Maybe I was thinking of the AI edited one. You missed the pic where they put them together, everything lined up. Damn, I hate that because I don't know. Are you talking about this one? Lordy, I don't know. You sent it to my email. Okay. Y'all, sometimes my brain stops working. We've been going for a while, so I guess my brain has stopped working. She said she sent it to me, so hold on. Okay, I got the other one, the video. Oh! Hold on a minute. Let me download this so we can zoom in. Okay. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. All right. After this, I'm gonna have to go, but we're gonna compare. We're gonna check this out real quick. That's interesting. I still see that nose is different though. Like, look at the nose side by side. Hold on, I'll make it real big. Well, not real big as I can make it. There. Good question. I wonder if that is the AI on the left. Right, Joe? Regardless of who did it, Charlie Kirk is deceased. He just said the nose, chin, and cheeks do not line up. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not seeing the same. And I think the nose is different, in my opinion. Like, that nose for me is way different, in my opinion. But when we talk about this person, I think this person could line up because the nose looks the same, the space between the lip and the nose looks the same, the chin looks the same. You can't tell how like deep the eyes are because they're wearing sunglasses. Oh, damn. Hold on. I shared it, but this is up. Yeah, I think that nose doesn't line up, honestly. But let me share this one. Why is it not? Hold on. Now it's showing me that it's sharing it twice. But anyway, when we talk about this person, I think that they could be because the nose looks the same. The space between the upper lip and the nose looks the same. That chin looks the same to me. The forehead could be that big. Like they got a big forehead like me. I used to get picked on and say you could land a plane on that thing. But you can't tell because of the hat, and you can't tell how deep the eyes are because the sunglasses. Yeah, same complexion. The ear position. Well, the ear position would be hard to tell on this one. On my other one, well, we'll just look over here. Oh, yeah. You can, I don't even, oh, I can zoom in. Yeah, the ear position is completely off on this one as well. Let me see if y'all can see. No, I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on. Okay, let me try it now because it was acting wonky. I was able to zoom in, and here you can tell like the ear position is not the same either. The position of the ear is off. I agree with that. He said a lot of not so nice things. I'm not shocked. The killer needs to spend his life in prison, though, just like Luigi. I agree. I agree with you on that, Joe. Yeah, I don't think those two are the same, but I do think that these two could be the same. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna go for the day. I want to thank you all for I'll leave that up while I talk to y'all for a minute. I want to thank you all for being nice to each other and nobody getting angry. Nobody, we didn't have a big argument and a big fight in chat. And I really greatly appreciate that from you guys. I cannot express to you guys how grateful I am for that. And I wish that people in public and, even on college campuses, for example, could be like that. I wish that we could all have a conversation like we did here today and have differing opinions and views and just talk about it and get along, and that things like this didn't have to happen. You guys did an amazing job, and I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for your support, for you guys hanging out with me every day, talking about these cases. I know it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with for me as well. And I greatly appreciate everybody just being so respectful. Hey, Crime Time Watcher. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all for your support and your kindness. I do want to get with Strategic Eyes one day and talk. That would be nice. Miss Woozy. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Oh, Miss Woozy, I'm glad that you found us. And yeah, this actually was one of the more hot topics, like where it would have been like, we usually don't talk about things that are political or have the ability to turn into some kind of big issue. So and this one went really good. So I'm really grateful to all you guys for that. But I appreciate you finding us, and I'm glad that you did. Carolina said, in my opinion, just like Luigi, the shooter will also be called. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You get to see the more personal videos. I'm no longer a virgin. This is the first channel I've ever joined. Oh, well, thank you for joining. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all stay safe out there. Keep your loved ones close. If nobody has told you, you are always enough. You are always important. You are special and you are very loved. And I thank you guys so very much. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.